Yo, what's going on, everybody? Salute. Welcome to the channel. It's your boy T Dot coming back at y'all again with another video. Yeah, make sure y'all like and subscribe. And for today's topic, I want to touch on something that's gonna be tailored for the newer investors actually. So for you guys that have been in crypto for like a year, 2 years or so, this might not be the video for you. But what I will say is that I'm gonna have some info in here that might be good. It might be good for you to show, that relative that know a little bit about cryptocurrency, that coworker or whoever, that friend, and they don't really know much about it. They might know what Bitcoin is, but they don't know exactly how everything work, or even that guy that know you invested, and the only time he wanna talk to you about crypto is when the markets is down, and then he wanna be like, oh, so you losing money or whatever have you. You know, guys trying to be funny and whatnot, but they don't necessarily know what this thing is about. So really, I want to make a video to touch on a few things to clear the air, give some information to the newer guys so they know exactly how to make money in this thing. So now, how do you make money in crypto? How do you make money in crypto trading? How do you make money as a crypto investor? And it's kind of simple, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off by splitting things into three categories for you guys to make it kind of simple. So for starters, you have what's called CFI, centralized finance. Then you have what's called DeFi, decentralized finance. And then you have what's called degen trading or degenerate trading. Now, these three topics, some people would, argue that one belong in the other and whatever, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to place these three into separate categories so you get a better understanding of how each work and how each come together actually, because ultimately they're all a representation of DeFi, because that's a argument that many people would make. It's all DeFi. But then some people will tell you, CFI, DeFi different. Some people will tell you DeFi and Degen the same thing. Like I said, it's a lot of arguments people can make, but I'm going to just try to keep this simple for you guys. All right? So we're going to start off with CFI. So now, what is CFI? So what I did was I grabbed a little article. Let's see if, let's grab that. All right, here we go. What is CFI? Centralized finance, as I said. So let's read what they say. So we're going to skip down the head of this area. So what is CFI? It's a framework that seeks to provide cryptocurrency investment options that combine some advantages of DeFi with the usability and security of conventional financial instruments. So cool, that's what CFI is. Essentially, this is what CFI is, but what exactly does this mean? That security of conventional financial instruments, like bringing that element to crypto. Basically, what this is saying is government regulation. So they're bringing government regulation into cryptocurrency, which makes it centralized finance. So now, somebody asks, is this safe? We hear a lot, about scams being in crypto. There's crypto scams all over the place. And if you ask me, what I would tell you is that, well, it's mostly safe. Yeah, this is like the safest route you could go when it comes to crypto. But there's a phrase that every it's a phrase that the more advanced cryptocurrency investors would tell you, and that phrase is this: not your keys, not your crypto. Yeah, and with that being said, not your keys, not your crypto. When you leave your assets on these centralized exchanges, what you're doing is you're leaving yourself vulnerable to whatever happens with these centralized exchanges due to it not being yours. Like if they were to go bankrupt or some type of scandal was to go on, like as recently with the FTX situation, what I'm gonna get into in a little second. You leave yourself vulnerable to attacks like that. Now, if you don't know who Sam Bankman Fried is, I'm gonna just give a little insert about who this guy is. You can read up on him if you don't on your own time and find out about his exchange that he had. So now, who is Sam Bankman Fried? Sam Bankman Fried was one of the richest people in crypto thanks to his FTX exchange and Alameda Research trading firm. before his empire came crashing down in 2022. This is just recently, as I said. So, matter of fact, let's just grab this next article because they're going to tell it better than I could. FTX Exchange was a leading centralized cryptocurrency exchange. So they were one of the top ones, the world's third largest in July 2021. So just was 2-3 years ago, not even 2 years ago, they was the third largest cryptocurrency exchange, the CeFi exchange, meaning that they had government regulation all up and down inside of it. But again, if you gotta do your own research into what was going on with them. This not the channel. This not the video for that. But what we doing is we trying to show you guys how to actually make money, not lose money. So back to the making money tip. So now, besides FTX, you got other exchanges. I'm more than sure some of you guys heard of, like crypto.com or even like Coinbase. So now both of these, when it come down to making money in crypto, you could take your assets and do what's called staking, and you earn interest on top of your assets. Like for example, on crypto.com, I see just grabbing something real quick. You could dig deeper into all this if you want to, but I'm just doing this off face value. Right here for BTC, they're giving you up to 3%. I'm assuming that's APY, and this is the standard rate. See, like if you was a private member, I'm sure they got something better, but this is like face value, you know. If you want to throw some ETH in there, they giving you 4%, and stable coin USDC, you getting 4.5, which ain't bad. Cause I mean, traditional banks, you getting something similar too. But the only thing about this is that these are volatile assets. You gotta remember these change in price. So this is 3%. You could be getting 3% off $1,000, but then that asset appreciate in value, and then there you go, you getting more than what you were getting yesterday. It's just like I'm not a financial advisor. Just keep things simple. You getting 3%, 4%, 4.5%. All right. So now these are your options with crypto.com, and then you can look at Coinbase. They giving you up to 5.75%. You know, and this is with the centralized exchanges, what they have to offer, the exchanges that's orchestrated by the government. Well, to word it better, the exchanges that are regulated by government. Okay, so now these are the centralized exchanges, or in the CeFi world. All right, now that we got CeFi out the way, let's go to the next topic. What is DeFi? Now, DeFi is the opposite of CeFi. DeFi is decentralized finance where there's little to no regulation from the government. So now, many people will ask, well, is this safe? There's no government regulation, so who's overseeing everything? And I would answer by saying, in this space, we rely more on smart contracts or code versus government regulation. So now, if you want to learn more about smart contracts, I suggest you take a little bit of time out, surf YouTube or surf the web or whatever, and then find out it's a lot of information out there explaining what smart contracts are. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a little bit of info on the history of smart contracts and how they came to be, because you're going to need that little bit of knowledge to understand what I'm going to explain moving forward when it comes down to the DeFi space. Okay? So for starters, you had Bitcoin, right? And now when Bitcoin came on the scene, you had a lot of developers. They were all trying to do their own cryptocurrency. They were copying Bitcoin, putting their own little spin on it. But there were a lot of problems that arose. But what happened is, well, one of the main issues that was going on at the time is that it was hard for guys to do transactions with each other. The cryptocurrencies that they created, the code or whatever, it was so complex, and they were unable to get these codes to communicate with other cryptocurrency codes. So like I said, it was like a lot of technical issues going on around this time, and then Ethereum came on the scene to fix that issue. And what they did is they created an umbrella where all the developers, they could come under, create their code, and it would be compatible to communicate with each other. Now, this invention was called the smart contract. Eventually, other blockchains followed suit, and they started making their own smart contracts. Sorry. And from there, you have the creation of the DeFi world, where all the devs, all the developers, the innovators, they come together and do what they do best. You know, they create projects, they create utility tokens, and guys invest in them. So now, with that being said, how do you make money in this realm? How do you make money in DeFi compared to making money in CeFi? Well, I would say they're both kind of similar. See, now in CeFi, what you would do is you would be staking and leverage trading, and in DeFi, you would be doing the same thing, but the only thing is you will be operating on decentralized exchanges versus centralized exchanges. So now, what do I mean by decentralized exchanges? Let me give you an example. Since I was just going through the blockchains, let's pick one from BNB, which is Pancake Swap. See now, same way you seen on crypto.com, on Coinbase, they got these APYs or whatever. You could do the same exact thing with these decentralized exchanges. Look, peep this. See now, like if you stake Cake, which is the utility token for the Pancake Swap DEX. Like I said, you got utility tokens, main blockchains. So now for this, BNB would be the main blockchain. You pay fees and or gas in BNB, but then a utility token which is created by Pancake Swap would be the Cake token, and you also receive that as your reward. So here, what you would do is you would purchase some Cake, tokens. You would stake it here. They got a flexible APY 2.28%, and then they got a locked APR at 48% or 49% or whatever. And that's you compare the two. You're looking at this. I mean, I would have to see what their private member rates are like. But of course, this is comparable to, like, let's say like not a private member, but this is something for dedicated members because it's a locked APR, so you have to lock it up. Or you will have to go into the terms of this so you can see for yourself exactly what it is. But this is just an example. So yeah. So now like Coinbase, 5.25%. So now this is just an example of just doing the same thing. But what I will say that you could also do, which is something that a lot of people like doing in the DeFi space in order to make money, which you can't really do in the CeFi space, is become a liquidity provider and start farming. So now what is that? So now when it come down to liquidity providing, this is where things get a little technical, where you do what's called pairing. You'll take two tokens, like for example BNB Cake. You do what's called pairing. You put those two together, and then from there you use that to farm, and then you get you a yield. And as you can see, the percentages is here. That's the APR for them, right? So as I said, it's the same. It's kind of the same as going on Coinbase or whatever. But the thing is, with the DeFi space, you get higher APRs, higher APYs, right? And going back to if this is safe or not, I mean, look at the liquidity amount. I mean, it's 194 million in here. I mean, yeah, 194 million dollars in here. All right, let's see the pools for the single stake. All right. So for the Cake, they got the total stake 255 million Cake tokens. So how much money is that in USD value? Like, how much is that USD value? Let's see. Let me grab my calculator real quick. Ooh, excuse me. So that's 255,080,507, and let's multiply that by the current price. So that's let's just do 3.6, right? Oh, bro, that's 900 million, bro. There's 900 million. It's almost $1 billion in here. So if you want to talk about if smart contracts are safe or not, I don't know. 900 million. Either somebody knows something that I don't know, or people just don't give a shit about their money. I'm going with the first one. There's something going on here that a lot of people don't know about, and it's the innovation, right? The utility. As I said, these are utility tokens that we're working with. As I said, Cake is the utility token. This is one of the utilities of Cake, or the main utility of Cake. But this is basically an example of how people make money in DeFi, which is like farming, staking. It's all kind of repetitive. It's like the same thing. But ultimately, it's all about accumulating more assets, which you couldn't really do in stocks. For example, if you bought you an Apple stock, where you putting your Apple stock so you could get 3.6% more Apple stocks a year? Or even if you go to crypto.com or Coinbase, where you putting your Apple stock so you could get an extra 5.75% APY of Apple stocks? You're not getting that anywhere. Nobody is doing that. Only crypto doing that. So this is why people like to invest in DeFi. This is why people like to invest in crypto. Now to give you another example of of like the DeFi space where developers are doing their thing and they're being innovative. You have another farm which is called the Animal Farm. If this thing load, and as you can see, TVL in here, 108 mil. You feel me? Like that's pretty good. 108 million in a platform that some guy on the internet created. You know. Now you look at these pools. The APY 48%, 35%, farms 76. So, well, those is looking kind of juicy though. If you ask me, wait, hold on. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, look at that cake for Cake BNB, right? Let me see something. See, now this is how you start weighing your options when you're in the DeFi space. You know. Hold on, let me see something. Let me look at their pools. So you got their single asset pools. Yeah, look at that. For Cake, the APR. Look at that. 77%. I don't know, man. Let me see something. What was that again? I think it was like 30 something, 48. No, it was 48%, right? Yeah, so over here, the lock APR, you getting 48% from Pancake. You go over here to Animal Farm, you getting 77%. I mean, the choice is yours, you know. They got 900 bill. They got 900 mil over here though. But shit, that's looking healthy. And like I said, like you're not getting this from traditional finance. This is how people making money in cryptocurrency. That's healthy. That's love right there. You know. Look at their farms real quick. Check. Oh, sorry. Let's check the farms out. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. See now, like I said, you pairing tokens together. You know, and then the whole thing behind this is adding. Well, you're becoming a liquidity provider. So when you're a liquidity provider, you gain interest on your assets. Now, of course, there's videos all over just breaking down what being a liquidity provider really is, going into depth about it, and permanent loss and all that other stuff. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just trying to give you guys a little bit of info on your options, on what you can do. All right. But yeah, we go over here and we look. Like for example, we can look at these pools. What the hell going on? Oh, hold on, there we go. We look at these pools. Let's take like BNB BUSD, right? 77%. Let's see if their farms. Yeah, for BUSD BNB, they giving you 13% over here, and on Animal Farm, you get, come on, man. Like, yeah. See, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, when you get into the DeFi space, you start seeing some of this stuff and you be like, oh, wait, hold on. I could get this over here. So you start moving stuff around. You play around in DeFi and, make you a lot of gains. So, yeah, now to end this off real quick, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the DGen realm, which really isn't going to take a lot of time. This is going to be real quick spill, really in the DGen space. And this is why people would say DGen belong with DeFi, because DGen space, basically when you're talking about DGen tokens, it's really all utility tokens. Like when you're investing in all the utility instead of the blue chip coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB. That's when you're getting into that DGen realm. It's more like, for example, how could I say, like meme coins, startups, low market cap coins. When I say meme coins, I mean like For example, most recently a famous one was Shiba Inu that everybody should know, and that one was released on the Ethereum blockchain, as we spoke about earlier. And then you got Safe Moon that was released on the BNB smart chain. A lot of these tokens people know about, but those were, as you would say, degen plays or utility tokens. Now, when you start getting into this realm, this is where all the scams come from, right? All of the little low market caps, the meme coins, the ones with a dev, he got a contract, and then right before the token launch, he switching up that's the area where all the scams lie at. So now, in order for you to decipher between those and something like, for example, like an animal farm, or even if you want to step your game up and get into something like a drip, you feel me? Because me personally, I see drip as more like a blue chip in the DeFi world, whereas in something like a Shiba Inu, that's just straight up, it's just a straight pump and dump. There you go. So the degen world more rely is more so the pump and dump world, that like that phase that just passed by where everybody was talking about all these pump and dumps. Yeah, that's the degen space. Just to make that simple and clarify the difference, because yeah, degen plays are just strictly in DeFi, but no way. How could I word that better? DeFi hold a lot of degen plays. There you go. That's how I'm gonna say that. DeFi has a lot of degen plays, but not everything in DeFi is a degen play. For example, Pancake Swap. Nobody would call buying cake a degen play, but it's in DeFi. But if somebody was to say, "Oh, I was gonna go and swap for some Safe Moon or something like that," if I was gonna swap for some whatever, I don't know. Let's see if they got Safe Moon up here. Let's see something. Yeah, see, look, they got Safe Moon right here. See, so now they got the Safe Moon token. You could look, high risk. There you go. See, because why? Why do they got that as high risk? Because it started off as a low market cap meme coin, and quite frankly, most people thought it was a scam anyway when it first came out. Those are the those are from the utility tokens, just so you could get an understanding of the difference between these and, let's say, like a Bitcoin or Ethereum or BNB. Like these type of tokens, the meme coins and stuff, that's where a lot of the scams come from. I ain't even gonna think. I ain't messing with that. But anyway, just so you guys get a quick understanding, and if there's any questions, any comments, any concerns, please leave in my comment section. Feel free to say whatever you like, any criticism too. Besides that, about to get up out of here. Like I said, it wasn't much to say about the degen world. I mean, I know the first two was a little lengthy, and then degen it was just straight skin. But to be honest with you, once you come into the crypto space and you start hearing about these degen plays, you start thinking all them scams anyway. So there ain't really much to explain about that. All right. So once again, about to be out. It's your boy T Dot. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and salute.